Hey, it's Jesse Eker, and we're getting really close to the event. I'm getting really excited to share the Scale Your Sales process to help you understand how to design, how to fill, how to monetize, and how to run your own virtual events so that you can get your message in front of more people, so you can condense the timeline of when you sell and how you sell and onboard more people, and so that you can spend more time fulfilling your purpose and delivering the results that you need to, and having a real scalable business and scalable system that you can count on to do on an ongoing basis. So today's video is all about understanding that, you might look at these events and you might see these people who run events that are some big names, right? Like, you'll look at some of the live event industry and you'll see these industry icons running live events. They have thousands of people there. And are you looking online and you see virtual events and you see hundreds or thousands of people attending these? And sometimes, I get it when you're first getting started with something new, or you've done it and you haven't done it as well as, maybe you think that you could, or the potential that you have, and you know that you're capable. You might think to yourself, like, I'm not one of these people. I don't have a big audience. Like, I'm not an industry icon just yet, right? I'm not the brand recognition. And I got to say that, you got to start somewhere, right? None of these people started like where they're at right now, but they committed to a strategy. So, let's take the biggest of the big, right? Like Tony Robbins, okay? He has live events and online virtual events, right? And so the live events, he's had this UPW, Unleash the Power Within. And he's been doing this for like 30 plus years, 35 plus years. Now, here's something amazing. Number one is, has he changed that event in 35 years? Like the name, like what he does, he does the same process over and over again, which is so, much easier to deliver the results. So if you're thinking you have to create all these new events all the time, you don't. And that's proof of that. And I'll talk more about that in the session that we do together. But one of the things that you have to also understand is that he started that event with very small amounts of people. And then it grew and it grew and it grew, right? And so there's a principle that I want to share with you that's kind of driven me throughout my life to continue to push forward past my comfort zone of really going towards, achieving greatness and achieving like what I'm really capable of doing, because we all have this potential, right? And either we're meeting that potential, exceeding that potential, or not, getting there yet. And one of the reasons we don't necessarily get there is because we don't go past our comfort zone. We're not growing to the potential of where we can go. And sometimes we grow to the level we're at, but we can do much more, but we're just staying comfortable with what we're doing. And so the principle I want to share is that every master was once a disaster, right? Tony Robbins was not a great speaker coming out of the womb and trainer. He had to learn it, right? He had to get the skills. You think about your own life. You didn't come out walking. You didn't come out, talking. You didn't come out reading. You didn't come out understanding math. You didn't come out knowing how to get online. You learned the process, right? You started to ingrain yourself, but immerse yourself into learning something that you naturally got better through repetition and consistency, right? And this is no different. Your business is no different. Now, the difference between people who succeed in business and people who struggle in business is just that, immersing themselves with no consistency on a repeatable process is what changes the game between someone who doesn't do well versus someone who does well. The people who do well do the same thing over and over and over again. They get really great at doing the same thing over and over and over again. And then when they're great at that and they master that, they might layer something in that, right? So let's say that you're doing, well in your business, you're making $10,000 or $20,000, and you've got a process for how you're getting that. And now you're ready to layer maybe the event on top of that. And you want to layer this new strategy on top of that to expand what you're doing. Or maybe you don't really have a marketing and sales process and it hasn't been consistent and you're not really enjoying what you're doing, and you need to nail this process to help you do that. So really easily put is that, when it comes down to it, you need to understand that this is not a one-day thing. This is not like, oh, let me try this the first time and let's nail it, right? Now, obviously, when you work with people and you get to be in the environment with those who are in the position you want to be in, you get to shorten the gap between your time of trial and time of execution and time of actual mastery, right? Because there's this gap between where you're at and where you want to go, right? This, income level or running these, highly profitable events if you're not doing it yet, or you want to just expand it. And then you want to get in the environment of people who are doing this, right? Who are masters at this, who do this on the reg so that you can learn from them, so you can immerse yourself in what they're doing, so you can consistently get what they're getting so that you can implement that and execute that in your business. So it's a baby steps to compound to create this a major result that you want, and you got to start somewhere. So if you're someone who's like, I don't know how I'm going to fill this with hundreds of people, you don't have to, right? You can fill it with 10, 15, 20 people and still get results, and we're going to show you how to do that. If you're someone who's like, I'm not sure what I'm going to say, just go to session number 2 during our intensive, and I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to design your event and make it easy and natural for you so that you can literally have no script and show up and be like, this is what I'm saying, this is what I'm doing, right? If you're someone who's like maybe a little nervous on camera or you're not used to it, I'm going to share some secrets and techniques that you're going to see how we're able to do that and how to make sure that you can do this so that you're not in your head, right? If you're someone who, understands that they have to, monetize the event, I'm going to show you exactly the process we use and the template we use so that you feel good about what you're going to be saying without coming off sleazy or high pressure-y at all, right? And I'm going to give you the confidence to run an event and empower you to do that, but I'm also going to show you what it looks like while we're doing this so that you can see how it works and resonates with you, right? This is a strategy that when I talk to entrepreneurs, like 9 out of 10 wish they were doing because it works with them in their life, right? Most of the strategies that they are seeing online or doing is very resistant to what they really want to do. This puts you into the driver's seat of your strengths. So the principle, every master was once a disaster. And then the second principle that I want to share really quickly is it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So if you've done a virtual event or any type of event that hasn't done that well, the event is not the problem there. It's how you did the event that changed the result. That's why some people, they're crushing it with one strategy you might be using and you might not be because it's how you're doing it. So we have a process for how we do it. And we want to share that process with you so that you can understand how we do it so that it can benefit you. And if it works for you, great. And if it doesn't work for you, then you got to keep refining it to see how it works. So it's never what, it's always how. Anyways, we are getting very close to the event. Tell me specifically, what's one maybe belief or one maybe challenge that you are foreseeing with you running a virtual event? Again, this is something that you text back to me. Text back to us and your pocket coach so that they can share it with me so I can address it with us during the session and during the event we have together. Anyways, appreciate you so much. And again, I can't stress this enough. Like, if you want to get the information, you have to show up. We do not give replays. This is like a live event. Like, you actually have to show up to get it. And if you don't show up, then you don't get the information. So make sure you make the commitment, make sure you make the priority. We are going to make this a working event where it's so worth your time and energy. You're gonna absolutely love it. All right, I will see you during the event, and